Hello everyone and welcome to today's video where we're going to be looking at my online income for June 2020, and that includes my earnings for KD Publishing. That's publishing KDP low content, no content books on Amazon. Now it's been another interesting month, and in fact it's been an interesting few months since the whole world has gone into lockdown and people's consumer spending has changed and they're buying more and more online. That's resulted in an increase in sales in books. And as some parts of the world come out of lockdown and some parts of the world go back into lockdown, it's interesting to see what's happened to sales. And it's been another very surprising month. Now, before we get into that, just well done to everyone that took out a Creative Fabrica subscription. They're running a special offer at the moment called Christmas in July, and I actually took out one of the special offers as well because it was such a good deal, and I'm loving it at the moment especially because of the things like interiors that they're selling on there. And let me show you one in particular. This is the page for the Christmas in July. Here's one I came across, Ivana Prue, who's producing these fantastic interiors, and this saves you and it saves me so much time because you can download these as PDFs, InDesign files, and also PowerPoint files, so they're really ready to go. But what I like to do is to transfer them across to something like Adobe Illustrator. You can do it in Inkscape or what's the other one, Gravit Designer, and also make your own changes. Just make them your own. And therefore you've got something completely unique, which is an added bonus when you come into selling books. But I love these. There's so many there. She's got pages of them, and there are lots more people producing these interiors. And if you're producing any sorts of low content books, you know that that's one of the time consumers, if you like. It's creating the interiors. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll leave the link to Creative Fabrica below. Okay, so let's go straight into the income. Now, I don't know if any of you know, or some of you might know, I do have a Gumroad shop. Here it is, where I sell lists of keywords, some keywords I give away, and also I have some interiors there that I give away also. And any of you that have bought any of those, thank you very much. It's really, really appreciated, and I hope you've found benefit with them. So in June this year, I made $425.67, and actually the amount of that comes to me is, I think it's 62%, so that works out at $263.91 from Gumroad. I sell t-shirts and merch on Merch by Amazon, and in June I made a grand total of $2.25, and that's from selling one pop socket. But a lot of the merch has been closed down, and I think I got an email the other day saying they're now opening up merch for most products. So hopefully we might see some increase in sales. In that, I really ought to try and concentrate more on the old Merch by Amazon type thing, because I know there are people making good money from that. Just that my design skills aren't the best, and that's why I like KDP books, because a lot of my bestsellers actually have quite plain covers. Anyway, let's move on. So I've got my YouTube channel, which became monetized on the 1st of May. So this is the second month that it's been monetized. And if we look at the analytics, in June, the revenue was $602.08, which is incredible. I'm actually sort of quite amazed at that figure so early on in this channel. And again, thank you everyone who watches these videos. Again, really appreciated, and it all counts. So let's go over to the KDP Amazon books and look at the sales over June. Now in total I made sales of 1,545 books, which works out at 51.5 books a day. And you can see there's always this pattern where sales go up and down in this wave-like manner, and this peak here is the catch-up sales from last month and the expanded delivery, which includes things like physical sales in bookshops. So it has been a good month for sales, and that works out at a total income, not revenue, but income in royalties of $2,819.58, which again is pretty amazing. it is lower than last month, and I think that's because maybe people are now going back to work, they're spending less time at home shopping online, but still fantastic. I mean, I think it's more than my last Christmas holiday sales, which is brilliant. And if we just look at a quick breakdown of the sales, my best-selling book continues to sell even more. And it does make up a big proportion of the sales, which is not the ideal situation to be in, because if that book was to suddenly disappear or a competitor came in and took over the ranking, because this ranks at #1, then that would be a significant hit to my monthly income. But I'm not complaining. It does increase every month at the moment. It stays at #1, and yes, sales just seem to increase. And I think that's because as you get more reviews and your bestsellers rank drops and you make more sales, Amazon then gives you relevancy for more and more keywords. So you get to, your book starts to be found with more and more keywords. So you start to make more sales. And very pleased with sales of the other books as well. There are more and more coming up the rankings and making solid sales. And these are not books that I've just published. These are books that I published last year. My bestseller I published in June last year, and all these others I published really between June and December. So it's really encouraging to know that when you produce the books, sales continue to increase. So don't get discouraged. You know, if you are making sales, then that's a good sign, and it means that, you know, there's a good chance that your sales could continue to increase. And obviously that depends on the niche that you're in. Now, my ad spend for June was a grand total of $2.24. Now, I did an experiment back in mid-May where I shut off all my ads, and I wanted to see how much difference that made in terms of organic sales, and whether putting ads on books would increase their ranking, which it did. It reduced their bestsellers rate, and also got reviews on the books, and I wanted to see what effects that would have just on pure organic sales, and that'll be a subject for another video again, which is very interesting. Now, just a little bit of information about my books that you might be interested in. I sold, as I said, 1,545 books. I've got the details here. Now, these are from sales under 2 author names. I don't do keyword optimized author names. The reason for that is trying to think up different author names for every single niche was too much of a hassle. And I wanted to keep things simple. Now I have one author name where most of the books are sports type related journals and logbooks, and I have another author name which is mainly logbooks, and in particular business focused logbooks. And one of the reasons I keep my books under so few author names is that I also want to create a brand for those author names. So if I've got, say, 500 books under a particular author name, I can use that author name, build a website, a Facebook page, a Pinterest site, and try and get interest in those books, and maybe run things like Facebook ads on those books. So I can build this whole brand around the one particular author name, which is very difficult to do if you're producing lots of different keyword optimized author names for each niche. So let's look at the total income for June 2020, and that comes out as $3,687.82, which is up by just under $200 on last month, which again I'm very pleased about. I'm staggered in fact that the sales and the business continues to increase. And these figures are not to show off or tell you how well I'm doing. What it is to give you guys motivation that this is possible, and also to look at different streams of income, because you can see my income is built up now from 3 main streams at the moment, and I'm always looking to add other streams to that, so that if one goes down, you've still got income from other things. But yes, it's to motivate you guys that this is possible, particularly with what's going on in the world. A lot of people losing jobs are looking at other sources of income. So this is something that you can do if you make a start on it and you put in the regular work. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying it's a get-rich-quick scheme. I started this towards mid last quarter of 2018, and particularly in 2019 I put a lot of work into it. I put a lot of hours into the books, and at the moment I've got around about the 2,400 books. Most of those I produced in the first half of 2019. So it does require work, it does require commitment, it requires study, and you've got to learn the craft of producing these books and finding out what sells. But it is possible, and you can also build up a similar income to this. And probably, if you can probably build up a bigger income if you put in that solid, steady work. So if you are looking at either a side hustle, as they call it, or an additional income to your regular job, or you've lost your job and you're looking for an income, then please do look at this. I've done lots of videos on how to get started for free with free tools, and also videos on different niches to get you started. And they're a good starting point if you're looking to create an income. So that's it. I hope you found it useful. I hope you found it a motivation to get going with this and to really push on with this. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell to receive notification of when I produce more videos like this. And until next time, goodbye.